안녕하세요. 팍스경제TV 코인인터뷰입니다. 전 진행을 맡은 김도연입니다. 오늘 코인인터뷰를 찾아주신 게스트는요. WOM Protocol의 CEO 멜라니 모어님입니다. Hi, it is really nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for you to come here. So, will you briefly introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yeah, sure. I'm Melanie Mohr. I'm a serial entrepreneur from Germany. And I'm developing with my team the WOM Protocol, which is a new global MarTech solution using blockchain technology.
Okay, so have you ever been to Korea before?
Yeah, it's actually my fifth time.
Fifth time?
Yeah. I'm really in love with Korea.
Oh.
And I always enjoy being here.
Okay, so when are you leaving to your country?
Probably by end of this month. So this time I'm staying a little bit longer because we're also building a team here in Korea and I'm really building a business here.
Oh, wow. So let's get into the details with WOM Protocol. What is Project WOM Protocol?
Yeah. So the WOM Protocol wants to solve one major problem in the global social network and digital publishing industry, which is that all these publishing platforms are having one major revenue stream, which is advertising. The problem is that no one wants to see ads anymore. This is a huge problem. Even on YouTube, if you think the most hit button is the skip button. And so the question will be, how can all these digital publishing platforms survive and monetize if no one really wants to see ads anymore? At the same time, how can brands and advertisers message to potential new customers? And we figured out there is one optimal solution, which is word-of-mouth content instead of ads. So word-of-mouth content is the content that people are doing anyway already every day. People are recommending products to each other.
Okay.
And our protocol allows content creators or everyone, not only influencers, to make a product recommendation, to get rewarded for the product recommendation, and allow brands and advertisers to tap into this goldmine of content and use it instead of an ad.
Okay. And I've also heard that you're targeting this Generation Z, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why specific Generation Z?
Well, we have also created a social commerce platform called YAEY, Y-E-A-Y. And on this social commerce platform, mainly teenagers are making product recommendations. And we figured out that teenagers are, well, they are very good with social media. They just know how to create content and they know how to distribute content. And that's also a very tech-savvy young user group that already understands cryptocurrencies, digital assets. So we believe this is the ideal use case, the ideal user group that we can start developing the product. But the WOM Protocol is not only made for one social app. There are many social apps out there that are tokenizing their platform. That's not what we are doing. We actually really build an infrastructure technology that can be implemented on all sorts of social networks and e-commerce platforms. So it can really work in our platform, YAEY, but it can also work in TikTok or in Instagram at the end. It's made for really being a global solution for the social network and digital publishing industry.
Okay, so I'm kind of wondering why you start the project WOM Protocol. So would you give us more details about the starting point?
So I learned about blockchain technology in end of 2016, beginning 17, and got drawn in. The concept of a new technology that can enable trust mechanisms between people who potentially cannot immediately trust each other definitely made me very enthusiastic. However, it was actually the development of our social commerce platform, YAEY, which gave us this idea of, wow, word of mouth is really the most effective form of marketing on planet Earth. it's people recommending products to each other. And could we create out of this, leveraging blockchain technology, smart contracts, and a native cryptocurrency, could we potentially create an industry solution that is scalable? And this is what the WOM Protocol is. It is enabling brands and advertisers to really access this kind of content and to give it scale.
Okay, and you've also mentioned that WOM will be the solution for the massive advertising and people who want to skip the advertising, right?
Yes.
How is that? And you also mentioned there's many similar platform who is using blockchain also, like Gifto and etc.
Yeah.
Compare with them, what is the strong point of WOM Protocol?
I would rather ask first, I mean, a lot of these platforms are saying that they are using blockchain technology and a token. And I think everyone should always dive deeper and decide, do they really need blockchain? Do they really need a token? And if you're just tokenizing your own application, your own platform, I would very often say they could use Bitcoin if they want to use a cryptocurrency to enable people to earn. They could also use the existing ones. They don't need a native token. In our case, our protocol is really decentralized in its approach. So as I said, it can be implemented in our platform, which will be a birth-giving platform. But the way we have designed the token, the economy, architected, it really can work in all sorts of social networks. And think about if all these platforms need to trust each other.
Yes.
Yeah. And if all these content creators need to trust the platforms, there is no other or no better solution than blockchain technology that can enable this trust in scale.
True.
And this is why our system is different to many others. We are not only tokenizing our platform. Additionally, the very unique USP is that we have created an authentication system for content. Meaning that when you look at a product recommendation and I tell you, this sneaker is amazing, I love the design, etc. The question will be, do I honestly love the sneaker? Is it trustworthy content? Have I put effort into recommending it to you and to anyone else? And so we have a quality measurement and an authentication system that so far we haven't seen any other platform or use case in the blockchain scene is using or has developed. Yeah. And we have a very good competitive analysis in our white paper, where you can see also some of the platforms you have named, and you can really see how we are differentiating ourselves from these platforms.
Okay, and so there's 6 different types of stakeholders and participants within WOM ecosystem, right? And would you explain these for more details? Is the 6 types of participant and stakeholders of WOM's ecosystem?
I mean, the most important when you want to create a new marketing channel for word of mouth is who is making word of mouth. So we have a content creator who is creating a recommendation. Then we have the authenticators that are authenticating and helping to find truth in content. Yeah. And then we have the platforms that are integrating the protocol and enabling these both participants to monetize and get rewarded. Of course, these platforms have customers, have users watching the content, engaging with the content. And this is the 4th. And then we have the brands that are tapping into this kind of content through a campaign manager. So now actually a brand like Adidas can really tap into this content, see all the recommendations that were already authenticated and validated, and now they can use the content instead of an ad and boost it on a social network and put marketing spend behind it. And I think this is in a way, the ecosystem that we're creating, and where we hope that we find a fair trade between all these participants in our economy.
Okay, so which one is the most important among them?
I would say, again, when you ask what's the USP of our protocol, the secret sauce is definitely the authentication.
Okay.
We put a lot of effort into finding what is it? Why is a word of mouth recommendation, when someone makes a product recommendation, why is it so successful? I mean, since human existence, this is the most effective form of marketing.
Right.
People recommending products to each other. They listen to each other, So we really dived into word of mouth marketing, did a lot of research. Our white paper in economy, it took us a year to develop. That was not a white paper in a few weeks.
True.
So we did a lot of research and figured out there are 3 core KPIs that authenticators need to authenticate to validate. It's when someone honestly loves a product, he or she puts effort into recommending it to someone else. And if someone honestly loves a product, you see this authenticity shining through. And because someone really loves a product and puts effort into a recommendation, this recommendation is able to go viral, kind of to create desire in others.
Absolutely.
Very psychological factors, but authenticators can rate the content. Really, we have tested it now, especially with coming back to teenagers, Gen Z. They are so smart. They have kind of detectors in their head.
Whether that is true or not.
They sense it in seconds, And so they can rate this content, and then they need to find consensus. There are consensus mechanisms. And so the secret sauce is definitely the authentication system that we have created.
Okay. And I've also heard that you have 2 different types of open sources, the app for easy to access WOM Protocol for brands and certifiers?
Yes. So we are developing and soon launching 2 decentralized applications. So one is the Authenticator application, where people can authenticate content. The other one is a huge campaign manager. So some marketeers that we have spoken to have compared it to Google Ads. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Google Ads is the most important revenue stream of Google. It's a huge campaign manager advertising machine. And we have created something, I would say, advanced and using blockchain technology, where the brands can come in, review the content, and now run campaigns and do something with the content. So let's say there was a teenager and he loves his sneakers. And the teenager makes a little video about his sneakers and says, I love my Adidas, Nike, whatever sneaker. And the content got authenticated and now shows up into this wonderful content marketplace where Adidas or Nike can come in and see the content, and they can say, oh, the teenager has just 500 followers. So look, he would not get scale, you know, a lot of engagement. So now they can put marketing budget behind this piece of content and boost it in a social network. And that's how even a teenager who is not an influencer can really get scale. You know, the video can get viral or can get seen by way more people than just his friends.
If that video is trustful, right?
Exactly, but this is the most important thing. So the brand just gets to see content that already has this kind of certifier, this trust marker on content. And we believe that this is now, I mean, the most important thing really in our new world of content. I mean, nowadays everyone is a content creator.
Absolutely.
Even, you know, me not being a teenager anymore, if I'm going in a restaurant, I love food, I make a picture of the food and I send it over to my friends and they book a table in the restaurant. Everyone is creating content today. And so, but the question will be, which content can you trust? This is the really important point in the future. And we have at least 4 recommendations now, this trust marker in content.
Okay. Then now I would like to know about token design and economy of WOM Protocol. Would you give me more specific?
Yes. You know, what is very important is to ensure trust. And to enable this, we have really taken care of our token engineering and token design and the economy architecture. We have a separate economy paper also on our website for the ones who really want to understand the math behind the algorithms and the math behind the protocol. What is very important is that people we have staking mechanisms in our protocol to ensure that no one is cheating the system. So let's say, you know, I'm an influencer, yeah, and I made a recommendation, but I got already prepaid by the brand to make the recommendation. And the question would be, is that trustworthy?
Yeah.
When you got already paid, you know, to say, oh, you know, the jacket is nice by this brand, yeah, you should say the jacket is nice because you really love it.
Yeah.
And later on, of course, immediately make money with it or be rewarded with it when someone gets to see the content. And this is where we are turning things around, but therefore we need to ensure that everyone stays honest and authentic. So we have staking mechanisms in our token design to ensure that you need to deposit a little bit, yeah, and say, I deposit some tokens to ensure that I'm an honest person and I love this product. And in case the authenticators would come to the conclusion or to the consensus that that is not true, you would lose your stake. And same for the authenticators. As an authenticator, I need to say, I'm doing this authentication in, you know, a very honest and trustworthy manner. And therefore, I believe I'm doing a good job. I'm good in authenticating. And maybe I find out I'm not good in authenticating tech products because I'm not a techie person. Maybe I'm good in authenticating fashion because I love fashion. Yeah. So as an authenticator, you will find your way in which segment you're good in authenticating, but you also need to stake. And if your authentication, if your rating of a piece of content is not in consensus with all the other authenticators, then you might lose your stake. So this is, you know, how we want to make sure that no one is cheating the system, because you as a content creator could come to me as an authenticator and say, Melanie, upvote my content. Yeah. And this is exactly what we want to circumvent, you know, to prevent. That people can talk, you know, and say, come on,
cannot
give me
cheat.
you know, cannot cheat, and, you know, I cannot just give you likes, you know, and that's easy. And I would say when a lot of other platforms that are tokenizing their platform, claiming they are protocol.
Absolutely.
The problem is always when they are just based on engagement numbers, you know. Maybe, you know, someone cheats the system and, you know, pushes the button. There are so many also click farms out there. And so I hope that, you know, our system will prove that it really solves a huge trust problem in content.
I'm kind of curious then how WOM Protocol earns money from like this application or this kind of protocol that you have put on the app.
Yeah. So actually the WOM Protocol is really an open source protocol, an open source technology that has not an intention to earn money. We are in that manner more, even if we are not a first layer blockchain technology, but we would consider ourselves really as an infrastructure solution.
Okay.
So we believe that we have created an infrastructure solution solving a huge problem in the social network and digital publishing industry. And the more platforms are adopting this new technology, after YAEY showed that it works, the more content creators join the system, the more authenticators join the system, and we believe the more brands want to have access to this content. And so we believe that the value of this network, of this new channel, will just, of course, increase the value of the whole network. And therefore, this is an industry solution, an infrastructure solution, and not really made for as a business model.
Okay.
Yeah, it's infrastructure technology.
So you're focusing on your company to make it goes real and strong, right?
Yes. Look, you know, if we wouldn't create something that is in its pure sense open source and in its pure sense decentralized. How should we ever think that, you know, the big social networks, you know, would integrate it? If you're creating something and monetize on top of Facebook, yeah, that's, you know, probably not accepted by Facebook.
Yeah.
What we are delivering is really an industry solution that really even the big players in the market could feel comfortable integrating it. However, we need to start step by step. Blockchain technology is also not yet, you know, it's still developing and getting better and better and better. And I heard from, you know, my investors and people who are backing our approach, Melanie, we really believe that this is wisely staged. We start first with one platform, test it centralized. Then we're opening it up and we'll show that it works in up-and-coming teenage social networks. So the TikToks of tomorrow. And after then we have implemented it in these up-and-coming teenage social networks, then the next phase is coming that we can say, look, here, industry, this is a solution that can work for everyone. And we should all embrace it because it will make all your platforms better platforms. Because even Facebook and Instagram, let's say Instagram, a platform that I also love. If you look in your feed, a lot of ads.
Absolutely.
A lot of ads. And then a lot of influencers saying, this is my new blah, 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 you know? And so you already get spammed, you know? You get spammed by all this content.
I've done that a few times, so I got nothing to say.
And this is, you know, where we believe if people could stay true to themselves, if they could stay authentic, the content on the platform would be better. But these platforms all need to show you ads to monetize. And that's just not content people want to watch anymore. This is what we need to understand.
Okay, so you mentioned the application YAEY, and what are the DAO is on the paper? Well, what are their roles?
So YAEY is just the first birth-giving platform to test the protocol. But the WOM Protocol actually, because of its open source and decentralized approach, it will transform slowly, hopefully, into a so-called trustless oracle, where then all these platforms and all the participants in the economy can trust each other with the technology, with blockchain technology. And so the transformation, hopefully, after a few, you know, steps, will be a decentralized autonomous organization. That's where we believe that WOM Protocol could develop to.
Okay. Then what is the main vision of WOM Protocol?
Well, we hope, you know, our big vision is that we believe that the future of marketing is ad-free. And what does it mean? It means that brands and, product creating brands can lean back and give marketing way more into the hands of their product-loving customers. And if you as a brand do not have to take care so much about marketing anymore, you can really take care about product innovation. Look, ideally, every brand would invest way more in product innovation than in marketing. Because at the end, you need to create products that people really need and honestly love. And we believe, you know, that in this manner, the world, you know, would transform into a better world because people, you know, would kind of influence what products these brands, you know, will produce with the brand love and the product love that they are sharing.
And I would love to know about your technical roadmap.
We are very, very excited to be able to show the people that we have already diligently worked on technology. So all our products are going live already in November, December. So this is different to, again, you know, very early stage blockchain companies where the product, or it's first a white paper and sometimes it takes 12 months or 24 months till a product can really show its beauty. In our case, we are already ready to show the people that this is going to work and this is the technology we have built. So November, December, we will launch the authenticator application, the campaign manager, and we have the full integration in the YAEY app, where content creators can start getting rewarded with WOM token and create content. And so we have SDKs, APIs to be integrated in other social networks. So we are able to show a lot of the product that we are bringing to life already end of this year.
Wow. You mentioned your application YAEY, right? And I Googled it and I found out, and I was wondering I would like to know more about YAEY application. What is it?
So it's an application, I would say comparable probably to TikTok or to Snapchat and Instagram, where people can create content, video content in vertical mode. And they can create these videos in our application for making good product recommendations. So you take the app and say, oh, I love my jacket and I love it because it's very light. You need to explain it a little bit more, not only showing off. And so this is the YAEY application, and then you can share it in your social networks. You can share it with your friends. So your friends or people can come into the app and just see good product recommendations. And this application, and this is also a very good reason why we are now expanding in Korea. We saw recently traction in downloads in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so and we have now registered Korean content creators on the platform and decided, wow, why did this happen? Yeah, and then we looked more into the Korean market and figured out, it's, you're one of the most innovative countries in the world. You just made it on the first place of the Bloomberg Innovation Index. And you have the fastest internet, highest mobile coverage. And you are advanced in social commerce. And so we said, okay, that's really so many reasons why to come here to Korea, to give it a focus, to build partnerships and businesses. And of course you have amazing other applications like Kakao Talk, and there is so much in great development here. Absolutely. Where we would love to reach out and see, are there ways to partner with some of the great e-commerce platforms and apps you have here.
Since you put so much effort on your project, I would like to know about your team member also.
Yeah, what is exciting, we're having kind of two very, very senior CTO, CPOs for YAEY and for WOM. And they are both in coding, in developing technology since 25, 30 years. So they are not, super young developers, but they really know how to build technology in huge scale. And so I have a very good tech team. We have additionally also distributed team. And by the way, we have now also Korean team.
Oh, really?
So, which is great. You have also so much, so great tech talent here in the country. And so we are very excited that, our tech team, even distributed, we have team in other countries too, is working so greatly together, but it's led by two very senior engineers. Additionally, besides the great tech team, we have fabulous advisors on board, and one of the advisors is Björn Wagner, and he is a co-founder of Parity, and he is heavily involved with the core former Ethereum team on building Polkadot. And so we are very excited to have him on board. He really helped us develop the whole white paper and the whole concept of the WOM economy from scratch, from the beginning. But we have also Richard Wang on board, who is a partner in Draper Dragon Fund in China. And great people in our advisory board that make sure that everything is executed well.
Okay.
We are also working with Fabian Vogelsteller, who is the inventor of ERC20. And he, together with Vitalik Buterin, of course.
Okay.
But you can Google him. And he was also lead dApp developer of Ethereum. He is now working on a very exciting blockchain project called Laxo Network. And we have high intention to test this new great technology, also for using it for WOM Protocol in beginning 2020. So these are just some advices, but we are also backed by amazing investors and early supporters. So we have top angel investors on board, venture capital on board, and also family offices.
Would you like to leave any remarks to our viewers?
Well, I think, you know, our product has a very unique selling point. It is already having a birth-giving platform to test the protocol. It has also this real, true, decentralized open source approach. We are already able to show technology. This is not a white paper concept phase project. And we are backed by amazing, very solid investors. And we have, of course, you know, a great team.
Yeah.
So, but you should just dive into this, check us out, do your due diligence like you should do it on any other project. And I hope to welcome you. We are going to have a meetup soon here, and I hope to welcome some of the viewers here and yeah, answer more questions. Ask me anything.
Okay. Thank you. 네, 오늘 인터뷰에 응해주신 원 프로토콜의 CEO 멜라니 무어님 다시 한번 더 감사하다는 말씀 드리고 싶습니다. 저희 코인 인터뷰가 준비한 내용은 여기까지고요. 저희 코인 인터뷰는 항상 여러분에게 유익한 코인 정보를 제공해드리기 위해 노력하겠습니다. 시청해주신 여러분 고맙습니다.